Hi guys, welcome to Chrissy's Tiny Kitchen. Tonight I'm making a steak dinner and I wanted to make a peppercorn sauce to go along with that. So I won't be cooking the steak till later, but we're gonna make the sauce in advance. Ideally, you wanna make the sauce in the same pan after you've cooked the steaks so that you get the extra flavor. But today we're gonna start with just cooking off the alcohol. So typically a peppercorn sauce has either cognac or brandy. I don't have either of those on hand, so we're using whiskey today. So what I've done is I've cooked it down. I actually started with a good, probably 2/3 of a cup, and we've cooked that off. So next thing we're gonna add in is 1.5 cups of beef broth. Now we're gonna let that cook down a little bit as well. You want to reduce it by about half, and that's going to really intensify both the flavor of the alcohol, also the flavor of the beef. I'm going to throw in a little bit of minced garlic while that's cooking down. I had about 2 or 3 good sized cloves of garlic in there. Of course, when it comes to garlic, do it according to your taste. Just going to mix that up a little bit. So I'm going to keep it over a fairly high heat so that it'll reduce down nicely. All right. While that is reducing down, I just want to talk a little bit about the peppercorns themselves. So when it comes to a peppercorn sauce, if you want a really strong peppery flavor, then I would use just your regular run-of-the-mill black peppercorns. Before putting them into the sauce, I would crush them lightly. Take the bottom of maybe a saucepan, just break them up a little bit so that it'll release their flavor. If you want a little bit more of a mild pepper flavor, which for this, the crowd I'm cooking for today, I'm gonna stick with a little bit more of a mild pepper flavor. I actually have a can of green peppercorns. So these are a lot more mild and they're actually quite soft already. So I'll just show you the green peppercorns here. I can actually just squish them very easily. They're sort of similar in texture and size to a caper, sort of. So you can use those, again, either or. I'm big on using what you have on hand and catering to what sort of flavors you like. So this is still cooking down here. We're just gonna wait a couple minutes till it's reduced by about half, and then we'll check back in. All right, our beef broth, whiskey, and garlic have reduced down by about half. I'm gonna add in my peppercorns now. There we go. And what's nice with the green peppercorns is they were actually in a tin with liquid, so they're already softened. So we're warming them through, getting all that flavor into the broth, the alcohol. Let that come up to a simmer once again. This is when we can also season it. I've got a little bit of salt and pepper here. Yes, I've already got peppercorns in here, but this is standard fresh cracked black pepper. Again, bringing out that peppery flavor. To taste, I started off with about a teaspoon of each, and we're just gonna adjust that as we go. I'm gonna turn my heat down a little bit because we're also gonna add in our heavy cream, and I've got a cup here. I should mention the amount I'm making should be enough for about 4 good sized steaks. So we're just gonna let that all come together. Another really nice thing is, say you're making a big batch of it, or even the amount for 4, you only need it for 2 steaks. This actually freezes really, really nicely, and it's easy to thaw and use at a later date. So I'm big on making it once, being able to use it maybe 2 or 3 times. Going to come together here. We just want to adjust seasonings if we need to. Actually, I'm really happy with that. Alrighty, so we're just going to let that continue to warm up, and it will start to thicken a little bit more. Okay, so our sauce is basically done now. I'm just going to turn that off the heat. This is also the chance where, if you would like to, you could add in some fresh herbs, some fresh thyme, some rosemary. I want to leave it as is, so the peppercorn is the star of the sauce. Now, because I made it in advance, rather than cooking it in the same pan after cooking the steaks, what I'm gonna do is when I reheat this later on, I'm gonna cook my steaks in my cast iron pan, throw my sauce in, and reheat it that way. So it's still gonna pick up all that wonderful flavor of the steak, which will brown the sauce a little more and just bring it all together. So I hope you really enjoy this green peppercorn sauce. Let me know what you think.